There's no office right now, and I want you to repeat after me. I solemnly affirm, swear, let's continue and pledge that in the service of Lagos State, as member, panel of inquiry, and restitution for victims of SARS-related abuses in Lagos State. I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the Federal Republic of Nigeria. I will not discriminate on the basis of religion, tribe, code, or status, or practice any form of partiality in the performance of my official duty. I will always place service to the public above selfish interest. Realizing that the public office is a public trust. I will always perform my official duties diligently and efficiently, and will not engage or be involved in any activity in conflict, either directly or indirectly with this pledge. I will, in the performance of my official duties, eschew and expose corruption in any of its facets in and outside Lagos State. I will always follow the path of justice, honesty and concord amongst all the people of Lagos State, in particular, and Nigeria in general, in all I do. So help me God.
Again, activate the proceeding due to the swearing in of the youth members of the panel, and one panel member who has already come in for the assignment this morning. I wish to introduce to you two members of the youth organizations. Mr. Amadiokoyumi, please rise for recognition. Thank you. I wish to also state that admission into the hall would be on a first-come, first-served basis. Those who come first will be given the opportunity to be in with us. We are also going to give priority arrangement for legal practitioners and for those whose cases are fixed for a particular day. So we also have the proposal to have some sitting arrangement downstairs where the proceedings can be viewed on screens downstairs if you are unable to be inside this hall with us. I hope these will be taken into consideration so that we do not overstretch the capacity of the accommodation we have. Thank you very much. We are going to commence today's proceedings with the 4 cases listed for the day. The registrar of the panel would announce the very first one for the day, and if the complainant and their witnesses are here, we will take their case immediately.
The petition, I think it's a typographic error. It's not in 2014. It actually happened in 2012.
Okay.
Yes. Then I used to work with a company as a manager. Although this matter has gone to court, but the thing is that the SARS and the police has not even paid 1 naira till today, regardless of the judgment of the Federal High Court. But I can still narrate the story. Then I was working with a company, and I worked with that company for about 4.5 years, and I wanted to resign, for which then indicated my resignation. After some days, and after some days, I was called upon for some clarifications, which I came. And upon coming up, I was promptly arrested. Firstly, it was the Ojo police station that took me up and then handed me over to Ikeja Special Anti-Robbery Squad. Like, what's going on? Said, there's a complaint against me from my boss that something happened, that goods got missing and all that. I said, well, my boss has to come here so that we can iron out whatever issues, because something like that has happened before. And they called me to go back and resume that it was a mistake on their system. I said, okay. After we waited for the whole day, nothing happened. The next day, they brought me back to Ojo from Ikeja with so much threat, and my boss did not even show up then. He started beating me, leveling me, thief, fraudster, and all that. Paraded me around the whole market of Alaba International. They asked me to stand straight in their vehicle, showing my face everywhere. They even took me to my church. The beating was too much. The scars are still here, although, like I said earlier, with due respect, it's all a matter that the court has adjudicated on. They took me around everywhere with beating. They broke my head. Blood was gushing out. Then they took me back. They now called my boss then to come. I spent about 47 days with SARS at Ikeja. When they did all sorts of things to me, they tortured me. I even know 2 of their names. One is Inspector Sunday. They call him Baba Ijapa. The other one is ACP Haruna. They call him Baba Ghana. So, I don't know, the torture was just too much. They suspended me, they tore my clothes, used my singlet, hung on my neck, put up a bucket of cement that bended me like this. A lot of things anyway. I still have some scars all over. After then, a counsel, because my family even did not even know where I was, until when my mom and my wife eventually came. They started beating my wife and my mom in my presence. My boss will come and go, threatening everywhere that if they don't kill me here, they will make me mad. Okay? I was crying. Before then, when my wife later came, the last time she came with my mom, she told me that everything don't go. They book everything. I was like, what kind of everything don't go? They took over my house. They sold my car. They took over some properties, even my belongings inside my house, my generator, my inverter, and all of that, phones. And they did not bring any of this thing in the SARS for me to even see, or like write. So all the thing they told me was that to write a statement that I embezzled money in my office then at my capacity as a manager. I said I would do no such thing. The torture continued. But at the end of about 47 days thereabout, they now said they would take me to a magistrate court with all the wound and everything. They even extracted 2 teeth from my mouth when they suspended me upside down. So when all these things were going on, I kept on praying, God help me. The last time I saw my boss then was when he came and he threatened that if I don't give him back the goods that got missing or the money equivalent that I'm going to die there. I said, no problem, you are not God. At the end of the day, a lawyer intervened, courtesy of a lot of people, my mom and my late father and all that, which the matter now went to the Federal High Court, Lagos, on fundamental rights enforcement. So graciously to God, the Honorable Court by Honorable Justice Ibrahim Buba gave a judgment in my favor, a ruling in my favor, at 10 million naira as exemplary damages. Until date, I've not heard anything, nothing whatsoever from them. I kept on asking the lawyer, who happens to be the person I work with now, bros, what is going on, sir? I don't understand, though. How can somebody have judgment since 2016 and is still walking around? Nothing. No compliance whatsoever. What he told me was that the police and the bank on a proceeding for Ganishi, that they said they don't have police money, they don't have SAP money. And that was it. No compensation has been made ever since till date. So that was why I told him, since there is a panel in Lagos now, a judicial panel in Lagos now, that has the capacity to, I don't know, but this is what I thought. And he said, okay, let us try. But really, I have been walking around ever since 2012 till date. Nothing, no compliance from the police on the ruling of the Federal High Court whatsoever. So that is my story, my lord. Thank you.
From your analysis, you have not told us whether at the end of the day, those things were given back to you.
Never. With due respect, sir.
Okay.
Those things had not been given back to me, even as they are stated in the ruling. The only one I would say that we have gotten back through legal processes is the documents, landed property documents. We have gotten that back on 2017 by the Honorable Justice Igile of the Lagos High Court, then in Badagry. She was the one who ordered the release of my property documents. The property is at Iyanosashi, Lagos, because they took over everything. So the person who they sold out my property to dragged me to court again, to a magistrate court in Badagry, saying that I wanted to kill him, that I'm threatening his life. Because there I was clearing the grass. The story is just too wide. They took me again to Badagry Magistrate Court from the same Ojo police station, that I want to kill him because he bought a property that belongs to me. I told them my story. They said no. They know how they do their things anyway. They charged me to that court. One magistrate, I can't remember his name. At the end of the day, at first, that day, the magistrate remanded me in Potokiri prison. For what? I don't know. They gave me bail of 50,000 naira. I couldn't meet up. There was nothing anywhere again. I slept in Potokiri prison for like 3 days or 4 days before my people could run around and meet my bail. And as such, when the matter started going up at the Federal High Court, the magistrate in Badagry struck out the charge. Then the man, my lawyer, who is the lawyer I work with now have to sue the man for recovery of that land, that property. The man filed another suit again in that same division. The suit was consolidated by Justice Okiki Igile. And at the end of the day, the court gave a ruling that that property is still the property of Mr. Okoliago Abuki, upon citing the judgment, the ruling of the Federal High Court then. So I got judgment on that very one. That is the only thing I would say I got. The rest of them, the Acura Jeep, the Volkswagen bus, the 3 BlackBerry phones, Samsung tablets, iPhone, not iPhone, 17 kVA generator, 50 bags of cement, 400 planks of wood, building wood, 5 kV inverter and battery has not been returned. Alternatively, the judgment sum of 10 million had not been paid. That is it.
Thank you for the audience, my lord. If I may ask you,
Yes.
from your analysis so far, were you indicted in any way by the court for taking the property or stealing the property of your boss?
Okay, yes, thank you. At that time, when I was in SARS, because SARS did not just leave me like that, they took me to a magistrate court at Ikeja. Then, magistrate, I only remember that one, Magistrate Oshodi then, at Ikeja. The matter started going on. I kept on coming because the court, after I came out from remand on awaiting trial, the matter was going on. At the time, when this judgment now came, my lawyer now said, no, this judgment alternately, I don't know I can't remember, but he said this judgment ought to have stopped all of these things. So he filed.
Were you indicted?
Indicted, I mean, was I?
Like,
sorry, please, just break it down, please.
were you found guilty?
No, never.
What do you want this honorable man to do for you?
I base all my complaint and petition on this judgment. I want this honorable panel, due respect and plea, to compel the police to do what the court has said, or if they can return my things, anyone, because I'm tired of suffering. I've been working everywhere, running around for people to make ends meet, even school fees. Even how to live is a problem because of these people. The judgment is, the ruling is the first respondent is that my former boss. I don't even know how their whereabouts now. The divisional police officer or job police station, the inspector general of police, the special anti-robbery squad, SARS, Lagos State Police Command, Ikeja. Since then, nothing. So I want this, I most humbly apply and want this honorable judicial panel of inquiry to ask the police to obey yes. Because if they still have those things, bring it back, no problem. Because no court ever has said, my Mr. Man, you are going to jail because you are guilty till date. That is my humble plea. Your Lordship.
I am Buba in suit FHC/L/C/538 of 2014 in the case of Mr. Koliagu Abunike and Prince Cletus Ogbu and others is admitted as Exhibit A.
I am glad that we witnessed the first case being called, and I think it behoves of me just to reassure the panel of the full cooperation of the state, and also to call for cooperation all round, cooperation from petitioners, cooperation from the police and security operatives, even cooperation from gentlemen and ladies of the press. This is a very important task that has been assigned to the panel, and we therefore need all hands on deck to unravel a lot of things that has happened in our society, particularly the incident of the 20th of October 2020. And we as a state are determined to get to the bottom of that matter, and we will leave no stone unturned to ensure that justice is done to all concerned on both sides. So, my chairman of the panel and all distinguished members, we pledge our cooperation and we ask all parties to do the same. I'm glad that my brother, the President of the Bar, Mr. Oluwapata, the Chairman of the Lagos branch of the Nigerian Bar Association, Mr. Akonde. They are also both here to show their support to this process and to ensure that at the end of the day, whatever decision that this panel would take would be in the interest of justice. I thank you all for your commitment to service, for taking time out to serve the state and the nation. And just to assure you that in Lagos State, we would ensure your independence. There will be no interference from the executive, and that anybody who has been abused can come forward to state their case, and also to give audience to the people who have been accused to also defend themselves. Thank you very much. I take my leave now, since I know that the work of the panel has started.
I'm glad to see that council is representing the parties today, but as we have indicated before now, in the event that there is any victim who is unable to procure the services of a lawyer, the NBA would organize for that person to be represented in this panel and in the others around the country. So I'm most grateful, my lord. If you would permit myself and the chairman of NBA Lagos, Mr. Yemi Akongbe, we have to proceed to the Court of Appeal to inspect, to visit with that court and see the situation there, my lord. Thank you, my lord.